All right, it's 9 o'clock. Let's start the March 14th Delaware County Redevelopment Commission meeting. If we can stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Brad, you want to call the roll?
Yes, sir. John Allen.
Here.
Michelle Batters.
Here.
Bryce Conyers.
Here.
Amber Green.
Here.
Rob Keelan.
Here.
Angie Moyer.
Here.
All right, we'll move on to the table of business from last month, the HTCU expansion follow-up. Chuck?
We'll do the minutes.
Oh, yeah, we can approve the minutes for February 8th. Motion.
Second.
Got a first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, now we'll move on to Chuck.
I've submitted updated quote from the original contractor and 2 additional quotes. The totals, crew came in the lowest at 112,000. Steen was in the middle at 115, and first class was at 129. Okay. I can't remember if I told you, it developed pretty quick. I know there's some people interested, or all of you are interested in other funding sources or who else is getting on board. Richmond PD, which is Wayne County, they have provided me a officer assigned full-time. So at no charge. The other 2, Delaware County, MPD and the county assignees, there's a stipend in our agreement with them, but Richmond didn't need any compensation, so that's at least a $50,000 yearly contribution from them. We have an MOU in the works. I've heard it's signed on our end. Their chief has signed it. It's stuck in their legal department, so I can't imagine there's any problem with it. It costs them nothing other than what they've already committed to. So, and I think that's a 5-year agreement with an automatic 5-year extension.
And that's Wayne County?
Right, Richmond PD, but the county coverage is Wayne that's coming from. And that's kind of our model, what we would like to ask, at least from some of the biggest contributors, like Grant and things like that, when we have the space, if they would be willing to assign officers, at least, I always envisioned it, not a full-time assignment, that's awesome, but like an hourly commitment, monthly or weekly or whatever, but we just don't have the space. You're welcome all to stop by if you'd like to see what we're doing now. It's a very crowded room, and it actually affects how effective we can be, but this would greatly change that. Does anybody have any questions?
Wayne County is your second largest jurisdiction, right?
Population-wise, I'm not sure.
Or busy-wise?
Wayne is it appears to be about the 3rd biggest submitter.
So they're it's proportionate. They're doing a lot for the work they have. So.
Right, and in our agreement, he's going to address their cases first, which is great. That's fine with me. I mean, cases are cases, but he'll definitely be doing other case work too. The second biggest submitter is Grant County, and they have a couple officers that have talked to me. They have interests. I just don't know what we can get worked out. I've not really pursued it because I didn't know where to put them. I didn't really pursue the Richmond one. They came to me. They got a new command structure, new chief, new deputy chief, new sheriff, and chief. And he sees the importance. He's like, we want to get in early because they see the importance of the digital forensics in criminal cases. So,
Mr. President, has anybody ever went and seen what they actually do?
I've heard a lot of great things, but I haven't personally.
Well, we're not getting a lot of like big drug arrests anymore, like we used to. What you'll see now if you're reading the paper, and thanks to these guys, is that they're now, I hate to say it, somebody has to die now, and we have to get their phone, take it to them so they can retrace back, and now they're like arresting a lot of people that's selling the fentanyl and everything else, thanks to these guys, because they can get on the phones and this is something very, very important to our community, especially with the overdoses and everything that's going on. Like I said, used to read in the paper how this drug dealer's getting arrested, it's not like that anymore. Now I hate to say it, somebody dies, we get the phone and we take it to them, and that's how we trace everything back.
Yeah, I think our office is 10 for 10 on convictions. I think 2 of those were pleas, but there was one that was supposed to start this week and the person pled before the trial started. So I think 10 for 10 is pretty good.
It's a great, I appreciate it, Chuck, and I appreciate Commissioner King. I mean, it's saving law enforcement time is what I just heard. I certainly appreciate you taking the effort to get extra bids. I know that when the commissioners have taken emergency bids and only got one, there's been feedback. And so us being able to get second and third is, I thank you for taking the time to do that. I make a motion, we move forward with the high-tech crimes unit personally.
Second.
Which
one
bid
are
are
you-
you, which bid are
I
you?
hadn't gotten that far yet. Amber already did her, we're up to, I mean, I think we have a bid of 112.89.13,
That's
That's
crew
cheap.
construction.
Yeah, that's the
That's
lowest
the low
one.
one.
low one. I'm assuming they're like for like, otherwise they wouldn't be presented to us. For
Yes, he bid completely off the blueprint. It's fairly comparative across the board. Steam Construction, he did the demo for me, so we've had a lot more interaction. I think he may have factored in a few more things that we discussed. It doesn't necessarily reflect that in the quote, but I don't get to tell them how to do their quotes, so. And this isn't my world, so I'm not sure what's standard. I like how Crew laid out all the costs, but there is some things, he said we could discuss changes, because we didn't have much time to talk. Last night I called him and said, hey, I've not gotten your quote yet. He goes, I thought you said you needed it Thursday. I said, well, yeah, Thursday at 9 a.m. So he, I believe, may have been in Florida, said something about a flight to Florida, and he apparently cranked it out, and I got it almost around midnight last night, so.
I have a first and a second.
Well, Mr.
on-
President, first, you have to remove the item from the table to be able to vote on it.
Oh, that's right.
Do we need to vote on that, Mr.?
Yep, you have to
I
make a
would
motion to
gladly make a
remove it.
motion to remove it from the table. My apologies.
No problem.
Second.
I got a first and a second on that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Now, we can move forward with,
I was getting a little too prompt. I would gladly make that motion to move forward at 112.89.13.
with Crew Construction.
I think it's really who he uses is up to him, correct?
I mean, that's, I mean, I guess,
Or the dollar amount the contractor's up to.
that's up to you, I guess.
I mean, for phase 1, because I've explained, we, over time, and as the funding becomes available from who knows where, I would like, there's 2 other phases of this project, but this is what we need now. I prefer to use steam on this phase because we've spent so much time talking, but
Would it be,
I don't know how much control I have over that.
John, do we have to approve, yeah. John, do we have to approve the actual contractor or just the amount?
You would approve the amount, because that's what he's at, that's what you guys are in
Okay.
control of.
So I have a first on approving the 112.089.13.
second.
Got a first and second. Any discussion or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There you go.
Thank you all very much.
Moving on to resolution 2024-003 Innovation Connector. John.
I will play the role of Danielle Struble today.
I changed that for you.
I appreciate it, thank you. This is a request from the Innovation Connector for some funding. They have requested money in the past, I think $25,000 in the past, and this year they're asking for $50,000 because of, I think there's application fees that have to be paid. There's an annual fee for a number of years to belong, and some
work that Ted wants to have done here at the Innovation Connector to continue the good work that he's doing with all the entrepreneurs that come through this place. And I think Brad is also familiar with it, and Ted's right there, so.
Ted?
If I can have a moment here, I just bring this request to you. One of the things that is very important to us is that we are seeing more clients and we're working with more people than ever before. We have more partnerships than ever before, which are very key for us. We work with the clients who are in this building. This is an incubator. At the same time, it's an office location. We always have to balance the difference between startups and people who are here a little longer, simply because we try to keep this place full for rent, possibly for income and revenue generation. We have flexibility with our clients here if they need to leave or we need to have them leave. The second thing is, in the last 5 years, we've been really working out into the community. We have seen in the last year and a half to 2 years over 400 outside businesses that have come here for some sort of help. That's a lot. And so we have a minimal staff. And so what we've tried to do is do a two-pronged approach, take care of our own here in the Innovation Center, and then reach out into the community. And we've got several new initiatives that we're starting within the community, and we're really excited about that. We're seeing great results. One thing I am proud to say, just last week we received approval to receive a soft landings designation, which will be the only city, community, organization in the state of Indiana that has this designation. Basically, this is from an international organization that designates certain places in the nation as if a company wants to come to America, that if they come to Delaware County, they're going to be guaranteed basically a soft landing here. We've got resources, we've got people behind this. We work very closely with the Delaware County Commissioners and the City of Muncie, to be honest. We work really close with all of them. And so this designation is very cool. And it's been given to us or awarded to us by the International Business Innovation Association. And it was a real rigorous process. A lot of paperwork that I don't like to do, but it all happened. And so I'm very honored that our community has been designated this. One of the things, the reason I'm asking for these funds, simply because we do a lot of projects. We do a lot of special work, community-oriented within our clients too. And some of the grants and monies that we receive are very project-specific. Unfortunately, they don't come a lot with overhead and operating expenses. And so for us to keep this building going, which is aging, we do need operational expense money to keep us going. And so, this year alone, we have budgeted well over $100,000 just for capital needs that are very pertinent and pending. And so those are the type of things, and we are operating at a significant shortfall budget-wise this year, so this is why I'm asking. So, any questions?
I did have one question, but sorry.
I'm happy to answer. I don't know.
I mean, I always know you, Ted, as helping people either realize their dreams of starting a business or realize it'll be a nightmare for them if they do, and I sometimes realize both are a success. Is rent increasing for some of the longer term tenants here, or is that?
We implemented a plan last year that we did raise the rent. We're not market rate, we're a little above market rate, so we have to be a little careful about that. But we're constantly checking the market and comparing our rates. But yes, we did make an increase last year, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we try to keep that in check, because that's kind of like, in our mind, lowest hanging fruit, But people still have options to go where they want to go to. The key here is that there are other reasons people are here than just have an office, and we want to make sure that way. So you won't see someone selling trinkets out of their office, basically. Not that that's bad, it's just that's not what we do. So, okay.
All right, I've got a first and second for approving resolution 2024-003. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ted. Moving on to the Delaware County Highway paving request. Tommy?
Hi, I'm Tommy Humbert. Hopefully my voice will hold up. If not, I got Carrie here to help me out. So we're requesting some funding for the industrial TIF on Southwind Village project. The roads that will be affected will be Delaware Drive, Aruba Way, Montego Way, Jamaica Drive, and Bonaire Avenue. The total cost, and this is an estimate, is $312,246. We have two companies that usually bid on it when we advertise it. I know we're gonna have to go out to bids if this is awarded. We have a hard time getting a third, usually. So, anyway, the highway department, we have like $1.3 million budget every year for paving. And with that 1.3 million, we do like 790 miles, which is actually 15,800, or 1,500, I'm sorry, 1,500 lane miles. I'm sorry, I apologize. In 2023, the estimated cost was like $80,000 per, hang on a second, per mile. And like right now in 2024, we're looking at $8,600 per mile. We did 163 lane miles paving and chip and seal last year. The chip and seal is actually like a maintenance, is what it is. So this is what we're trying to do here, is to, upgrade this. Commissioner King, he's over the highway department, and he's always been proactive about paving. Paving is what he goes after. He's always told us when we are out of money, he's committed to try to find us more money for paving. Does anybody have any questions on that part right there so far?
My understanding is the county has been very successful in receiving community crossings grants.
True, yes,
Maximizing.
right. Okay, so over the last few years, Commissioner King, the Redevelopment Commission, and the Delaware County Highway, we worked together and we've done several roads, neighborhoods. We've upgraded a lot of TIF districts with this money.
So, Tommy, are you requesting 312,000 subject to you going out to?
Well, yeah, it's gonna have to go out to bid. Yeah, it's gonna have to go out to bid.
Okay, I'll move it for his request.
Are you seconding?
No,
Oh.
I have a question.
Sure.
If that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I went out and drove this neighborhood last night.
Okay.
I hadn't been I don't live there, so I hadn't been in that neighborhood for a while. But my question is this honestly a priority? Like, I would be more than happy to give money for roads, but
Okay,
in my drive, like from my home to that neighborhood was probably the best roads I drove on in that drive.
Okay, did you see all the cracks, the seals, the drop catch basins? If we do not do something with this, which we don't have the funding, we have to be on these main roads, we have to be on Eaton Willing Pike, we have to be on all these main roads. If we do not take care of these roads in these TIF districts, who's gonna come in with holes in roads? What business is gonna come in? These neighborhoods are ran down. We've done it in what's the district? We did it in Farmington Blue, what's right next to Breezewood. We did Breezewood too. So here's what I'm gonna tell you. Within 5 years, what you've seen right there, you've got raises in concrete this big right now. So what you're gonna see is you're gonna see roads that's completely blown out. So if we don't do something right away, there's gonna be no roads left in there. And this is gonna be a complete reconstruction. I've done this for 35 years. I worked for the county highway for 35 years. The guy, the second line with me, has been here for 33 years. The guy below him has been here for 38 years. The guy that's below him has been here for 29 years. So it's not that I'm just picking out somewhere. We're out there right now working without TIF money. We're out there debrushing, we're burning, we're upgrading that area. We're trying to make that area more, people want to come in there. This is going to help. This is going to help. And like I said, we can sit there and let the roads fall apart, but no one's going to want to move in there.
As a commissioner over the highway department, we try to use funding from the TIF districts to pave roads either in that TIF district or something adjoining to that TIF district. If you drive out on Morrison Road in that area, the newly paved roads and stuff, those were paved through TIF districts. Because if we can use some of the TIF district money to pave these roads, that frees up money, like you said, when you was driving, that frees up money that they can use out of their 1.3 to pave those roads or do the chip and seal to repair those roads. TIF is for economic development. Roadways, good roadways, is economic development. If you sit and you listen constantly to the citizens that live inside the city of Muncie, we don't pave inside the city of Muncie because we can't. We can only do the unincorporated areas. We don't want people talking about the county roads the same way that they do the city roads, and I don't want to do some big speech and say I've planted this many trees, but I've only paved 5 miles of roads. That's not me. I would rather tell people what we've actually paved. We've paved, I believe, 920 some lane miles over the last few years. And it's using edit dollars, it's using TIF money to rebuild our infrastructure and rebuild our roads. This is what the money's really for. And it's not that they've mismanaged money, it's none of that. You have to sit there and you have to look at it. When you set up these positions, this is about bettering your community. And if TIF dollars can be used to pave these roads, if TIF dollars can be used to repair bridges, that's what I want to do, because that's the most important thing to a lot of people if you get out and talk, is paving roads and your bridges. We've done a great job at the highway, to me, repairing and fixing these roads, because when I come in as a commissioner, these roads were horrible. So I would even ask to go in and repair this, because there's money in that TIF area to do that. Last year, a couple years ago, we did Breezewood Edition, which is actually right next to it, and we've done some other roadways and everything out there. But like I said, this frees dollars up to pave other roadways instead of us having to use their money to go in and repair these if we can use TIF dollars.
This is the industrial center, Jim.
Yes.
That's seen the extension
Yes.
and impact, so this is, I mean, we're limited the area we have, and
Very fitting.
it sounds like these are mostly concrete roads, much akin to a country village on the north of Muncie, that those roads had fallen. There wasn't proactive, and the
We did a
commissioners
5-year
fixed it.
plan with them,
Yeah.
and we're ahead of schedule with them. So I mean, these guys are out actually working, and I mean, I hate to say it, before I came in commissioner, that was one of the biggest complaints, was the highway department. Not anymore.
Tommy, you're saying this pay now or pay more later?
Exactly, and honestly, it needs it. If it did not need it, I would not be here in front of you asking. But with the improvements we're trying to make right now, we're trying to improve out there where we can get people to move into that area. We want people to buy those areas that we have out there. And like I said, along with the brush and stuff, we're doing everything to be proactive that we can do without asking for money too.
And a lot of things too is their funding is going down every year. Does anybody know what circuit breakers are? Circuit breakers kill counties, and they lose money because of circuit breakers and lost revenue here at the county. So we do whatever we can to use whatever funding we can to rebuild the infrastructure and the roadways of our community.
All right. You had a motion, right? We've got a
And a
motion and a
second.
second. Oh, okay. So, all in favor,
Aye.
say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Let's move on to invoices. Any questions on the invoices?
Motion to approve.
Got a first,
Second.
got a first, a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? No bonds. I'll take a motion for adjournment.
So,
Second.
Got a first, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is the meeting for today.